Good morning, and welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Miranda Peters
and Hallie Kilberg. We'd like to wish you a happy early President's Day, since it's just about that time to celebrate the holiday.
And I think it's just about time to begin the show. Today, starting in segment 2, Justina will be giving you all the details on the individual speech competition, which will be held on Monday, President's Day.
Then guest reporter, second grader Jacob Wachtel, will be informing us on the Bellevue Art Council's art programs.
And next in our program, the guys will be here with all the basketball district updates.
In segment 3, Molly and Maura will be interviewing senior Lauren Till.
And as always, Hallie and I will round out the show by looking ahead.
Today marks day number 2 of students' 4-day President's Day break.
Marquette students had no school yesterday and won't have school on Monday either.
So what are our students going to do with all of this time on their hands? We took to the halls to find out.
Friday, the Marquette girls basketball team played Springville at 7. However, they started the day off by going out to eat for breakfast at Richmond's Cafe as a team. They had a team meal dinner together later in the day and then boarded the bus at 5 to take on the Springville Orioles.
Other Marquette students will be spending the break by catching up on sleep, homework, and enjoying some time with the family.
Others will spend their extra time making some extra money by working.
Many of our students have been and will be attending musical practice over the break as they learn choreography for the upcoming show, Annie.
Aloris College overnight is being held this weekend, along with scholarship interviews. Many of our seniors will be attending these interviews.
And on Monday, President's Day, there will be an individual speech competition held at Cedar Valley Christian.
And in celebration of President's Day, we'd like to quiz you on some presidential trivia. Okay, as many of you may know, many of the first presidents were born as British citizens. Who was the first U.S. president to be born as an American citizen?
And the answer to that is Martin Van Buren. Okay, and now for the second question. Most people know that teddy bears were named after Teddy Roosevelt, but which president had a fairly popular sport named after him?
The answer is Herbert Hoover. Hoover ball, a mixture of volleyball and tennis in which players throw a medicine ball, was created by Hoover's physician to help him stay in shape. The National Hoover Ball Tournament is held every year in West Branch, Iowa, in Hoover's hometown. The next question is, which president is responsible for giving the White House its name?
And the answer to that is Theodore Roosevelt. Prior to when Roosevelt engraved the words, "The White House, Washington," on the presidential stationery, the dwelling was called the President's Palace, President's House, or Executive Mansion. And now for the next question. How many presidents have been assassinated while in office?
The answer is 4. Abraham Lincoln, James A. Garfield, William McKinley, and John F. Kennedy. The next question is, which president got stuck in the White House bath?
That would be William Taft, who weighed 332 pounds when this happened. Okay, which of these presidents is not found on Mount Rushmore? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Andrew Jackson, or Theodore Roosevelt?
The answer is Andrew Jackson. In his place should be Abraham Lincoln. And the next question is, how long did William Henry Harrison serve as president?
He actually served the shortest term ever for presidents, only 32 days. He gave a long inaugural address in the cold, caught pneumonia, and died just 32 days later. Okay, next up, who was the oldest president ever to be elected?
Well, this is a bit of a trick question. While Donald Trump was 70 years old when he took the oath of office last year, and Ronald Reagan was just shy of 70 on his first inaugural day, it would seem that Donald Trump was the oldest. However, Reagan was re-elected for a second term and was 73 years old at the time, which, in our eyes, still makes him the oldest president ever to be elected.
Well, Miranda, I think you and I better wrap up this game before it gets too old. Our last question will be this. Which president was a speed reader who has been reported to have read 2,000 words per minute?
That president is speed reader Jimmy Carter.
Now, see how many words you can read in that time, because we'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned, and remember, 2,000 words is the number to beat. Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now is Justina Denlinger giving us all the details on individual speech.
Marquette's individual speech has 10 contestants that are taking part in 12 events. The students and their events are seniors Allison Hager in After Dinner Speaking, Amanda Coos in Prose and Storytelling, Ashley Coos in Prose, and Hannah Ray in Literary Program. Junior Jeb Schwager is in Radio News. We here at Marquette in Motion think he'll do pretty well. Sophomores Katherine Heimbuck in poetry and improv, Hallie Kilberg in poetry, and Kelsey Gerlach in prose. And the freshmen are Molly Minster in prose and Mara Tracy in storytelling. The first contest will take place this Monday, February 19th, and will be held at Cedar Valley Christian. Then, February 24th, districts will be held at Tipton, and state individual speech will be held March 10th at Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. Good luck to our individual speech contestants and their coach, Mrs. Carol Feller. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger.
Thanks, Justina. Up next is our guest reporter, second grader Jacob Wachtel, informing us on the Bellevue Arts Council.
The Bellevue Arts Council is once again sponsoring its annual Explore Art project during the months of January, February, and March for K through 5th students from Bellevue Elementary and Marquette schools. Students travel to Off the Wall Studio Gallery in downtown Bellevue, where local artists and volunteers lead the students in various forms of art, such as drawing, painting, mixed media, and sculpture works, with each project relating to topics germane to Bellevue. Examples of art experiences include those relating to the river, fish and wildlife, Native Americans, pioneers, and Bellevue's history and heritage. On Wednesday, Miss Becca Joust took my classmates and me to the gallery. Once we got there, we started airbrushing a heart for Valentine's Day. Mr. Lukey was one of the art teachers. Thank you, Bellevue Art Council, for all you do for us. For Marquette in Motion, this has been second grader Jacob Wachtel.
Thanks, Jacob. Now, here are the guys to paint us a picture of how our basketball teams fared in recent competitions.
Thanks, Hallie. This week, Marquette girls and guys both saw district play. To begin was the girls who traveled to Calumet-Wheatland to take on the Cal-Wheat Warriors Tuesday night, February 13th.
In that game, Marquette jumped out to a 16-6 lead after the first quarter and built on that to give Cal-Wheat a 23-point deficit at halftime.
Marquette went on to win the game on Tori Mickle's 16 points and 12 rebounds, and the team advanced to the third round of regionals, which were held yesterday, February 16th, at Springville.
We will have those results for you next week. Basketball action took place Thursday night at Lisbon, where the Marquette boys took on Easton Valley.
Though Marquette put up a fantastic fight, our guys were not able to pull out the win against the Riverhawks.
Congratulations, especially to the senior guys who put on yet another fantastic basketball season.
For Marquette in Motion, this has been Jeb Schwager
And Garrett Krieg
with your Marquette Sports Report.
Thanks, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Marquette in Motion after the break.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Here now are Molly and Maura interviewing this week's senior, Lauren Till.
Hi, I'm Mara Tracy.
And I'm Molly Minster, and we are here with our senior interview, Lauren Till.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you for joining us today. We have a few questions to ask you. First of all, what are you planning on doing after graduating from high school?
I am planning on attending the University of Northern Iowa for elementary education.
Who inspired you to pursue that?
Many teachers did. Growing up, I always saw how fun it looked to be a teacher, and working at daycare has also helped me feel like education is the right path for me.
Who has been your biggest role model throughout the high school?
My biggest role model would be my mom or Kim Schrader. They both really pursue me to be the best possible person that I can be, and they make me feel like I am important to them.
What has been your favorite memory from your time at Marquette?
My favorite memory would just be being able to be friends with everybody in the high school. Even if you're friends with someone in the middle school, you still see them. It's just kind of neat that we all get to be kind of a family.
Do you have a favorite teacher?
My favorite teacher would be Mrs. Stickrod. She is so fun and outgoing, and her classroom just really makes me enjoy her classes even more.
And now for some fun questions. What is your favorite school lunch?
I have not taken school lunch since 8th grade, so I do not have a favorite school lunch.
What is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is probably English. It's just a subject that's fun and you can do a lot of different things with it.
Do you have a favorite sport?
My favorite sport would be basketball. I really enjoy watching basketball, and managing basketball has helped me understand what goes on.
What is your favorite book or movie?
My favorite movie would be a new movie that just came out, Forever My Girl.
And finally, is there a piece of advice you'd like to leave us with today?
Just get your homework done right away. That would be my biggest advice. Don't procrastinate. It's just better to get it off your shoulders.
From Marquette in Motion, this has been Maura Tracy
And Molly Minster with this week's senior interview.
Thanks, girls. Now Hallie and I will be looking ahead.
Today and tomorrow, there will be youth basketball games being played in the Community Club Tournament here at Marquette.
Monday, President's Day, there will be no school for Marquette students and teachers.
However, Monday afternoon and evening, there will be a conference individual speech competition held at Cedar Valley Christian.
And the winner of the basketball game between the Marquette girls and the Springville Orioles will play on Monday night at 7 p.m. against Janesville.
Tuesday the 20th, the 8th grade girls will be traveling over to Rockwell Collins for an engineering day.
There will be youth faith formation on Wednesday from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m.
On Thursday the 22nd, there will be a junior high boys basketball game at Ackwen starting at 4 o'clock p.m.
There will be a junior high speech contest on Friday the 23rd at Dyersville-Beckman.
And a week from today, next Saturday, there will be the district individual speech competition held in Tipton.
Thanks for tuning in this Saturday and every weekend. Enjoy your President's Day holiday.
Enjoy your lunchtime.
And as our fellow Iowan, Herbert Hoover, used to say, may there be a chicken in every pot. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Miranda Peters
And Hallie Kilberg.
And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
In motion.